Now we are discussing about online learning algorithm. Where we are using this online learning algorithm, different websites, the popular websites in nowadays are using a different versions of online learning algorithms. Whenever the data is flooding continuously from different users from different places, whenever the users are accessing these websites, the data is flooding continuously. So to handle that data based on the user requirements, whenever they want to show some products based on the preferences of the user, this algorithm should be ready to learn from the requirements of the users. So now we are using that kind of algorithm which is based on the problems for the continuous data. Whenever the continuous data is there, to model that type of problems, we are using online learning. There is an example you can observe here. There is a shipping service. This shipping service is delivering products from one place to another place. In this, we are expecting there is a website for this shipping service. When a user is accessing this website, we are asking the details. What is your origin? He is entering the origin. X subscript 1, X subscript 2, we are saying where is your destination, and we are saying what is the weight of that article. X subscript 3, and we are giving the price. X subscript 4, that is the we are recommending the price for the particular user. If the user likes the price for the delivery of the article, he utilizes our shipping service, then y is equal to 1. If the user does not like our price, then the user does not use our shipping service, then we are saying y is equal to 0. Now we are predicting based on the features x1, x2, x3, x4, based on the features that are based on the features, mainly 3 features that are given by the user to us, x1, x2, x3. So based on these features, if we tell the price to that user, what is the probability that the particular user can use our shipping service, that will be given by using this p of y is equal to 1 for a given x. If the user is accepting our price and he is choosing our service, then it is okay. Or otherwise, if the user is not accepting our service, then we will try to change the price. We will update the theta for every training sample, and whenever a new training sample is coming, we are taking that new training sample and we are updating that theta, and we are discarding that training sample. Again, for a new training sample, we are updating theta. It is looking like stochastic gradient, right? Yes, it is. Now here the approach is looking like stochastic gradient. In stochastic gradient also, for every iteration we are changing the theta. Here also for every iteration we are changing the theta. The only difference between the stochastic gradient descent and online learning process is, here we are changing the theta for every iteration, and the data x comma y, we are not keeping this data. Whereas in stochastic gradient descent, we are storing these values, fixed values. But here we are discarding the data x comma y after a particular theta is updated. Now we will see a similar kind of problem here. There is a product search problem. Whenever a user is visiting our website, a website which is consisting of phones, in that website assume there are 100 phones. The user typed Android phone 1080 pixel camera. Now we have to return 10 results to him based on his requirement. Now we check the features of the phone, in the keywords what features he has typed, and how many words are matching from our 100 phones. Based on that, we will display 10 phones. Out of the 10 phones, if the user particularly clicks a phone, then we will say y is equal to 1. If the user does not click, then we say it as y is equal to 0. Now we are telling the probability. What is the probability that when we show the 10 results to him, what is the probability this particular result can be clicked by the user? That is p of y is equal to 1 for a given x. Now we are calling this probability as a predicted click-through rate. Why we are calling as click-through? Because this probability is decided by the person, decided based on the percentage of how the user can whether click this particular mobile or not. Based on that, when a new user comes, so next user, we will take the training sample x comma y, and when the new user types same words, we will suggest the 10 phones. If the previous user has accessed only 2 phones, we will suggest these 2 phones. Along with these 2 phones, we will suggest new 8 phones based on the probability whether a particular user is clicking the result. Whether if that particular user is clicking the result means the data we are showing to him is what the user is expecting. If he is not clicking the particular result means that data is not matching with the user requirements. Now, not only we use for the product search, we also use whenever a website is showing special offers, they are expecting what is the probability that this particular user can click this link. Based on that only they will show the offers particularly for specific persons based on their interest. And also news articles, customized news articles. There are maybe lakhs of news articles. Out of that, only customized news articles which are relevant to a particular user based on his interests, these news items will be shown to him. Mainly Google News is utilizing this. When we daily search a news article regarding, if I type machine learning for particularly 3 to 4 days, and the 5th day onwards, Google News tries to understand this particular person is interested in the machine learning, and it shows the recent advancements in the machine learning. And product recommendation, when we search a particular item in Amazon or in Google, then they understand this particular person is interested in this product. Next time onwards, they try to show the information relating these products. This is how, when a data is continuous data, when the data is flooding very what we can say very large data, we cannot handle that data. If the website is having only small number of users, example, if the website is having 100 to 1000 users, then there is no need to go for the online learning, because with that much few users we can store their interests. We can store their interests. Based on that, we can display our results as we discussed previously, recommender systems. But now the problem is there is no space to store that data, because some crores of customers are visiting our websites. Then where we can store their interest? It is not possible to store their interest. Then what we are saying, whenever the crores of persons are clicking a particular product, we are storing their interest by updating the theta. We are updating the theta and we are discarding their features. Whatever the user words they are typing, we are discarding the Android phone 1080 pixel camera. We are discarding this particular feature, whatever the features that are expected by the users. But we are not, we are updating the theta and discarding this training sample. That is the only difference between stochastic gradient descent and online learning. In stochastic gradient descent, we are not discarding the training sample after the updating theta, but here we are discarding the training sample after the updating of the theta. In many cases in nowadays, we are using online learning very relevantly. Whenever the requirement is there from the large number of customers, based on their interests, we are using online learning.